Hi, everyone. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor, and welcome to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Today, my special guest is Sam Khangura. Sam, how are you doing today?
I'm excellent. Can't complain.
Sam works just west of Toronto in Mississauga, Brampton. We're going to talk a little bit about how he got started with Craig Proctor, the kind of stuff he was doing before he met me, and the great success that he's having now. And by the way, if you're a real estate agent in the west end of Toronto, you're probably going to want to meet up and speak with Sam if you're serious about making more money and having more free time. That's the deal. That's why we got into real estate. And Sam has got this figured out. In fact, he's got so much business coming in. He's got an overflow of business. He's looking for good agents to partner up with him. So Sam, let's start at the beginning. How did you meet Craig Proctor?
In 2015, I went to my broker at that time. I asked him that I need more leads. And he said, well, I can't help you with the leads, but I can give you a number and call this person. He's in New Market. And literally, he told me that I don't know what he does, but in no time, you will have business you can't handle. Like, it sounds too good to me.
Well,
like,
I would say that's a smart broker you had there.
Yeah,
so your broker said, call Craig Proctor.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
He said, like, call this person, because I told him that I'm going to another brokerage. He said, call this person. And I don't know what he does. Like, he do something and you will have more than enough business you can handle.
And what happened when you called Craig Proctor?
So I call your office and they asked me to join first super conference in 2015 August. And I went to 3-day workshop. And whatever, Craig, like, I still remember, like, your heart desire slide you showed on the screen.
That's right. We opened the conference up with a picture of the heart, and I talked about what is it you really want in your life, and how can you get a real estate business to get you more of your heart's desire.
Exactly. So like, whatever you told in those 3 days, like, it seems too good. And I had some doubts as well. But the only thing I did right is I had full trust. Whatever you are saying, you said, I implemented, and everything else is after that history.
Let's talk. That's fantastic. And of course, as a real estate coach, I love to hear that. Let's talk about how your business has changed since you've been involved with Craig Proctor Coaching.
So, like, I started real estate in 2003, and it took me 12 years to find Craig Proctor. And after I joined first conference, there was a big change. Yes, like, in the beginning, there was problems, but those problems were good problems. First problem was, like, I had more than enough appointments I can handle. Then I need more OSAs, I need more ISAs, I need some person who can manage the office, but everything was, like, really fantastic. And
well, we had a plan. We had a plan for that. So everyone hear what Sam was saying. Initially, when he came to me, his original problem was he didn't have enough leads. He didn't have enough business. And then he hung out with me, and in short order, he had the opposite problem. You had too much business. You couldn't handle it all. And then when Sam's referring to OSA, those are outside sales agents, and ISA are inside sales agents, just in case you're not familiar with those terms. So Sam, in the beginning, when I had the same issue that you had, I went from no business to too much business. I tried to solve that problem by just working more hours. Is that what you tried to do?
Yes, I did. First 12 years of my business, I was doing the same thing, burning out myself, and still same results, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, my wife wasn't in agreement with this plan of Craig working 7 days a week. So I was the first agent, as you know, in Canada to hire another agent to work with me when I was never a broker. I've never been a broker owner. So it was unheard of in the 1980s for a real estate agent to hire another real estate agent. And technically I worked at RE/MAX, so they worked with me, but for RE/MAX, because I couldn't hire anyone. I was an agent. But I realized that if I hired the right people, I could train them to do what I was doing, and I could, multiply my production without working harder and longer hours, which is exactly what I taught you to do. Now, your issue right now is you've got so much business coming. I know this sounds crazy to people watching, and you might be skeptical. And Sam, when you first came to your conference, you said a minute ago, it sounded too good to be true, honestly, right?
Exactly.
That someone can show you. Now, and we're not talking about buying leads, by the way. We're not talking about cold calling, door knocking, sitting in open houses, buying leads. We're not talking about it. We're talking about you learning how to generate high quality buyers and sellers. So they call you. You're not chasing them. They're chasing you to the degree that Sam can't even go out in all the appointments. So I said to Sam before we got started, Sam, I'm going to give you a shout out here. If you are in the west part of Toronto and you're watching this, you should definitely give Sam a call. Okay. He'll explain how it is, not a sales pitch in any way. He'll keep it confidential. But this is what happens when you partner up with one of my top producing members. You get appointments. Okay. You don't have to spend money on marketing. We're not giving you leads. We're giving you actual listing appointments and buyer appointments because Sam, the man here, cannot go out to them all. He cannot physically go out to all the appointments. And that's the issue I had. Hence, the development and innovation of this real estate team that's become quite popular now. But I was the first agent to do this in the country. Now, if you're not in Sam's marketplace, then you should call me. If you are in Sam's marketplace, let me be clear about this. If you're in Mississauga or Brampton, you do not need to call Craig Proctor. Call Sam. Everything that you want to do in real estate, he's already doing it. Okay. I've trained him. I've coached him for years on how to do this. If you're outside of the Toronto area, the west part of Toronto where Sam works, I want you to book a time with me. You can do that at proctorcall.com. Proctorcall.com, no spaces, proctorcall.com. You'll go to my Acuity Daytimer, book an appointment, and we'll talk about where you are and where you want to go, and I'll explain how this whole thing works. Let's get back to, you come back from the first conference. What did you start to implement right away that started to work for you?
So, well, while I was in the conference, I had at that time, we were using Success website. So whatever the systems, the vendors outside, like everyone was authentic. And I got all the systems while I was in the conference sitting there. I got a text on my phone that I got a lead. Like
I love that. So you were generating leads while you're still at the conference.
Exactly. So then at the conference, like we got the universal callback script, which you have copyright on it as well, Craig. So based on that script, I went outside, I called that lead, and exactly whatever like was mentioned on that callback script, the prospect was answering. And again, I had another doubt. I thought, you know what, it can be true. Like that might be a paid lead, like someone is faking me up. And I only trusted when that person came to my office, he met me, signed 6-month BRA, and they bought a house. And that was the experience. And Craig Proctor is a complete system. It's not about lead generation. It's not about conversion. It's not about manual grant prospecting. So what we get in this system is from start to end, how to generate high quality buyers and sellers, and how we can force them to call us, give them compelling reason, how we can convert them to our clients, then how to provide them excellent service, second mile service, and then how we can leverage this happy client to generate a repeat business and referrals. So it's a complete system. And I love the business topsy you guys has given to us. So where we can go back and fix wherever the problem is. So it's like a total franchise type of system. And I haven't seen something like this in my 20 years of a career in real estate.
Sam, you're a pretty good spokesperson for me. I don't think I could have said that better myself. So I love having a raving fan, and I'm always cheering for all of our members to be successful. Nobody wants you to be more successful than Craig Proctor. So it is a total system. This is a franchise prototype. If we were to, Google franchise, what is a franchise? A franchise is a proprietary way of doing something. But when you get into real estate, we talk about the franchises, Remax, Century 21, all the franchises. In real estate, the franchises, they're not really giving you a lead generation. They're not giving you a lead generation system or conversion system or presentation systems or any of those systems. In real estate, well, all the franchise means it's your brand. It's your logo. And of course, if you're in the United States or Canada, by law, as a real estate agent, you have to hang your license at a brokerage. Okay. what the void that my company fills is I provide real estate agents with the proprietary systems that the franchises don't provide. I provide you the lead generation system, the follow-up system, the conversion system, the presentation system. So it doesn't matter what franchise you're with or whether you're an independent, it doesn't matter. What you need is you need a proven system to attract and convert clients. Because, as we know, you could be the world's best salesperson, but if you don't have a steady stream of qualified buyers and sellers, you're going to starve to death. And see, here's the thing, Sam, you're the same agent, same real estate agent in the same marketplace, but when you started to apply the Craig Proctor system, you had a completely different experience. That's all you did.
Yeah, exactly. So I never thought that in one day I might have 15, 20 buyer and seller appointments, and it happened. And during the time of COVID in 2020, so at that time, everyone was scared to death, and most of the realtors, they stopped marketing, but we had a backup, strong backup. Craig and Todd, like, they encouraged us. So we doubled up our marketing budget at that time. So even at that time, like, our business went up by 50%. So we did 182 transactions at that time.
182
virtually.
transactions during the pandemic in 12 months.
Pandemic. And so everything was virtual. So by the time, like, other competitors, they were thinking what we're going to do, we were already trained to do Zoom meetings to get listings and buyer agreements signed on Zoom.
Folks, you're watching this for a reason. Okay, you're here for a reason. Don't be skeptical. This is a free call with me. proctorcall.com, costs you $0. We'll answer all your questions about it. I know it may sound too good to be true, but I've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or guru or mentor out there. Let's put it this way. A lot of the coaches haven't made millions of dollars a year selling real estate like me. I sold over 10,000 homes. I have a system for this that Sam plugged himself into. Okay, you can plug yourself into this system, okay, and start to see these results right away. The call is free, proctorcall.com, and we'll jump on there, ask you a few questions, show you how this works. Now, if you were an agent that partnered up with Sam, so let me explain how easy this is. So you're in the west part of Toronto, and you've heard of Sam, and you might like despise him because he's doing so well, but he's a really nice guy, right? So I remember, Sam, I would always have agents join my team and go, oh, well, Craig's actually like a really nice guy. Like, you know, we heard from the other agents that he was the devil or whatever, right? You get that when you're successful in real estate agent. Of course, there's professional jealousy. But if you were to work for Sam, if you can set aside your ego and think about why you got into the business. Okay, I got into the business because I want freedom. That's why I don't have a job somewhere else. I get into real estate because I want freedom. How do we get freedom? You got to have money and you got to have time. Now, if you work by yourself and you're doing well, okay, you work by yourself as a solo agent and you're making a lot of money, that means you have no time. I don't have to ask. I know you're working 6-7 days a week and you're making money and you're doing the sprint, but I promise you, you're not going to be able to do the marathon. You're getting tired. If you come and you work with Sam, here's how it works. He spends all the money on marketing and being part of the Craig Proctor system. He supplies you with listing appointments and buyer appointments, not leads, not crummy appointments. These are qualified listing and buyer appointments. All you need to do is show up and use the Craig Proctor presentation, which Sam will coach you. This is the other element too. You know, every company, Sam, promises you come when you work here and we'll give you training. No. And if they do give you training, let me ask you, who's doing the training? Someone, you know, a broker that went broke, right? Somebody that wasn't successful. Who the coach matters is really, really important. So I've coached Sam and now Sam coaches you. Sam spends an enormous amount of time every week with you, training you and coaching you on the Craig Proctor system. So when you show up to these listing appointments and these buyer appointments, you're coming back with an agreement signed. You're not coming back with a story. Well, you know, they really liked me, but no. We want the listing agreement signed. Why does Sam spend so much time with his team? Because the more money they make, the more money he makes, right? There's a strong incentive for Sam to recruit great agents and spend a lot of time with them. Now, if you get involved with the Craig Proctor system, if you were to partner up with Sam, let's talk about all the things you don't have to do. You don't have to spend any money on marketing or advertising. You don't have to call any leads. You don't have to do door knocking, cold calling, beg your friends and family for referrals. You don't have to sit in open houses. You don't have to do floor time. You're not getting keys cut, installing lock boxes, taking pictures of houses, doing paperwork, none of that. You don't do any of it. That is all delegated to the administrative team. Let me repeat this again. How much money could you make if you were face-to-face with sellers, people that really wanted to sell, that were motivated, and you're just witnessing signatures on listing agreements and purchase offers of purchase and sale? This is how we make a lot of money and still have a life in real estate. It's called the Craig Proctor system. Now, Sam, anything you want to add to that?
So, well, when I have joined Craig Proctor system, or if you're a realtor like outside of GTA or like anywhere, like you're going into the system, you're not only getting the coaching system, the family you're getting. So all the members, Craig has changed our mindset. We have abundance mindset. So what I mean by abundance mindset, everyone is willing to share what is working for them. So whenever like we go on conferences, like the one is coming in October
in Orlando, Florida. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, so, Sam, you know, that's number 100. That's my 100th conference that's coming up in Orlando, Florida at the end of October.
So congratulations. And
yeah. So the point you're making here is you don't just get Craig and his system. You get the network. You get to meet and become really best friends, if you wish, with Craig Proctor members all over Canada and the United States. And that's been a tremendous benefit to you, is the people you've met and the support you get from all the other members.
And it's like amazing, like whatever they have implemented, everyone is willing to share. So Sarah Reynolds, she's a top realtor in Washington, DC area. So my follow-up plans, like one of the conferences, I think 5-6 years back, I asked her, she was top realtor at that time in that area. So I said, Sarah, can I get your follow-up plans? And I was surprised, like within 15 minutes, I had in my email box all the plans. Only I had to do cut, copy, paste. So everyone is willing to share. So you're going to get Craig, all the best coaches, and also everyone in his coaching program, they're willing to help each other, not like other programs, what is happening in the market. And Craig has done it by himself.
Let me ask you this, Sam. If you were doing this all over again, like, I don't know if the word's mistakes or whatever, but what would you change if you were doing this? You just got your real estate license and you were starting, right from day one. What would you do differently? What have you learned?
So first thing, I would call Craig Proctor, so which I was supposed to call in 2003, which I did in 2015. So I have lost like 12 years. First thing is I will call him, and then
let me ask you, okay, so let me just interrupt for 1 second. So why didn't you call me? If you're saying, one of my big mistakes is I heard about Craig Proctor in 2003, and it took you 12 years to make that call, because I think this is going to be instructional, beneficial for people to hear what held you back. Like you must have had some reason why you didn't make that call.
So it's a like lifetime lesson which I learned at that time, why I didn't call. And so many agents in the marketplace now, they're at the same level. They might be thinking the same way. I was going to join one of the conferences at that time in 2003. Then another welder at my office, at my brokerage, I told him by mistake that I'm going to Craig Proctor system. And that person, maybe he heard about you or what he did. And he said like that, it's nothing. He just selling 1-800 phone numbers.
So someone in your office talked you out of attending.
And I listened to him. So if because in the marketplace, if someone is saying something, don't trust, do your own due diligence.
Do your own research. Now, let me ask you this. The person that told you not to attend, how many homes were they selling a year? You see what I mean?
Eight, 9.
Right, right. So here's somebody that's selling 8 or 9 homes, clearly not succeeding, saying you should not come to the Craig Proctor conference. That cost you 12 years. Sam,
12 years.
think of the money that you
Yes.
could have made during what did that bad advice from that agent cost you and your family? That's 12 years of income, and investing that income and compounding it all. That was millions of dollars for you.
Millions of dollars.
Yep. So that's this is a good lesson for everybody. Do your own research. Why don't you just call Sam? Sam, what's the best way if someone is they've been impacted by our interview here today, they want to talk to you, perhaps they want to find out more about joining up with you or just your experience with Craig Proctor, what's the best way for them to reach you?
Yeah, so they can call me directly on my cell phone number is 647-282-0711. And my email address is sam@teamsamkhangura.com. And so I can be reached, or they can Google me. So Sam Khangura, 647-282-0711. So I can reach. And if they want to join us as a realtor on team, or if they're thinking to join Craig Proctor system, they want to get more information, they can definitely come to our office. I will show my database, what I have accumulated. And
that's really good, by the way, because that would overcome any skepticism that the naysayers may have. Is if you're in the Toronto area, drop by Sam's office, he'll show you his database. If you're in the west part of Toronto, if you're in Mississauga or Brampton, seriously, if you want to make more money in real estate, you got 2 choices. You can spend 12 years studying under Craig Proctor like Sam. Okay, you can invest 12 years, or you can just call Sam right now and join his team.
Yeah,
and he will share with you what I've shared with him. And I promise you, if you're a go-getter, Sam will coach you. He will show you how to do this. He'll give you a constant, steady supply of listing appointments and buyer appointments, and you will net more money in your pocket than whatever you're doing right now. And let's talk about net. I remember one of the first agents, you probably heard this story, Sam, one of the first agents I wanted to recruit when I had an overflow of business. This guy worked at Remax. And he was making about $100,000 a year. And, he was beating his chest. I make $100,000 a year. Why would I come and partner up with you, Craig? So I said, okay, well, what do you spend in marketing and whatever? Like, what do you net in your pocket? He goes, well, I have an assistant. And after all my marketing, I probably net $60,000 a year. I said, then you don't make $100,000. You make 60 grand a year. And you just told me you're working 6 or 7 days a week. I said, if you come and you partner up with me, I promise you'll make $250,000 net in your pocket. He was skeptical. I had a meeting with him like the following Monday. He called and canceled the meeting. I said, look, are you not open-minded enough just to come and have a conversation with me? I did the same thing. He came over. I showed him my database. I showed him how it all worked. In fact, Sam, I took him out to Richmond Hill that evening. I had 3 listing appointments, like a 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, because I had so many listing appointments. I had to book them every hour on the hour. So I said to this guy, he was interested, but a little bit skeptical, and his ego, right? It's like, well, if I come and I work with you, I'm going to lose my independence. I said, that's not true. You're going to be more independent because you're going to have more money and more time. How are you going to be less than? So anyway, he agrees to come out with me on these listing appointments. Well, I get all 3 listings. I get it at the full commission, 6-month listings. He's impressed, right? And I said, look, let's go to the donut shop. So we went over to the Tim Hortons, and I said to him, you think that's impressive? I opened my briefcase, and in my briefcase, I had 3 other listings, all at full commission, 6-month listing from earlier that day. So I had 6 listings, full commission. He knew the addresses, and he's like, when do I start? Do you know what? That first year, he made over $300,000 net in his pocket, and he was with me for 15 years. So Sam has created a situation where not only does he win, but everyone on the team wins. He's helping. Look at all the wins here. First of all, every buyer and seller in Mississauga and Brampton is getting a better experience when they work with Sam's team. That's number one. Okay, number two is everyone on Sam's team benefits. The administrative people have jobs, they make good money. All the agents on his team make more money on Sam's team, net in their pocket, than they would if they worked as an independent agent at Remax or Century 21. And of course, Sam wins. Now, all of you are here watching this for a reason. If you're still watching this, that means you're interested. Don't let skepticism get in the way. Okay. Don't turn your back on this and say, I'll get to this later. Don't make the mistake that Sam made. This cost him millions of dollars waiting 12 years because he got really bad advice from a non-producing agent. Sam, you've done a great job here being an ambassador, really, to the Craig Proctor system. And I want to thank you so much for being with us here today. Final remarks before we wrap up the interview.
So, well, Craig, thanks a lot for showing me the path. So I never thought I would be able to generate that kind of business. And not only for me, in my first 12 years, I wasn't able to donate a large amount of money. And now we are giving money to Sick Kids Foundation, to our local food bank. And that was all because you have taught us. And it's a complete system.
It feels pretty good to be able to donate, which Sam donates a portion of every house he sells to the charity of his choice. And so when I started in real estate, I had my personal needs were like, I need to make some money. That was not realistic for me when I first got into real estate, that I'd be able to donate money, because obviously when you don't have any money, you're trying to take care of your own needs first. But I want everyone to think about when you get beyond your own needs, when you have enough, and some people are like, well, I'm never going to have enough, but you do. I've created more income in real estate than I could ever spend. Right. So then what's it all about? So yesterday, Sam, I was at hockey last night, and my buddies at hockey are like, okay, what was your day like today? I said, well, I spent the morning, my wife and I rented a U-Haul, and we're moving. So we took all of these kids' toys over, and we donated all the toys. And they're like, oh yeah, that's a pretty worthy thing for you to do. And I said, well, it's great that it's great that we were able to give these toys to other kids so they can be helped. But I also realized, I said to my wife last night, Sam, I said, it's odd because you have this epiphany that everything that you buy in life is being donated or thrown in the garbage at some point, right? So what is money for? Money is for you to live this life that you want to live. For some of you, it might be a nice car, a nice house, or go on vacations, or do the things that you want to do. And then there's these possessions that all eventually will be at the curb, right? Or you'll be loading it in the U-Haul and taking it to donate it. But being able to give back to other people, okay, is something that we really promote inside the Craig Proctor world. We want you to have a worthy cause. We want you to think about something that's really important, that's benefited you in your life. So it might be the Cancer Society, or the Heart and Stroke Foundation, or homeless people, or whatever your thing is. We encourage that, and we want everyone to live in abundance. We're not here forever. Sam mentioned the heart's desire, and I'm going to end our interview talking about the heart's desire. Every one of you have this secret inner wants. There's things that you want in your life. And we're sort of taught to suppress those things, right? And we think, well, I can't really have that, or I can't really do that. These are other people's paradigms, right? We're letting other people's habits impact the way we think about the world and the way we look at things. And I'm here to tell you that you can do this. Okay. My gift to real estate agents is I spent 30 years figuring this business out. I went from being a nobody to being the top agent in the world for Remax in 36 months. And so when I get to wake up and I get to share with agents like Sam, what I figured out, okay, what I was able to do to help myself, and know that it's transferable to all of you. That if I can just get your attention, if we could block out all the noise, all the skepticism, if you just gave this a chance and you picked up the phone and you actually called Sam and you said, is this real? Did this really happen? And I know some of you have invested in coaching and training, and you might have had a bad experience with whatever. You can't change that. Okay, whatever happened, whatever you invest, what are you never going to invest in coaching and training again? You've got to put those mistakes behind you. You've got to say, I can't change the past, but I can impact my future by hanging around with people that I want to emulate. You want to find people that you look up to and you say, you know what, they've got a pretty good life. They've got a pretty good business. That's who you want to hang out with. Okay, they say you're a product of the, 4 or 5 people that you hang out with. And I'm not saying you can block out all the negativity in your life, but you can definitely counter that by having positive relationships with people that are winning. Okay, and that's what Sam did. He plugged himself into a network here where we give Sam the knowledge, the support, the systems. Not every day in real estate's a great day. It's nice to have people to lean on, right? This business can be lonely. It can be difficult. And there's other agents maybe you work with that they're not going to share what they do if they're successful, or they actually give you bad advice, as in this case with Sam, where the agent selling 8 or 9 houses a year saying, oh, don't go to Craig Proctor. He's not going to be able to help you. You're listening to this, you're watching this for a good reason. Please leave your comments below. Let us know what you think, what part of this you liked, okay? And if you know other agents that would benefit from our interview today, feel free to share this. I am going to make sure that Sam's contact information is below in the comments below, okay? You can Google him. We'll put all his information below, and we'll have my information below as well. Calling Sam cost you $0. Set aside your skepticism. Talk to the man for 5 minutes, or book a call with me and my team. Cost you $0. Go to proctorcall.com, proctorcall.com. Just type that in your browser. You'll go to my acuity day timer, pick a day and a time that works. It'll be a Zoom meeting so we can show you things, right? Get to see you, get to see us. We'll show you things and explain how all this could work for you. So, Sam, thank you very much for doing this today.
Thanks a lot, Craig. Have a nice day.
Yes, and thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you next time. This is Craig Proctor, and you've been watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show.
Thank you.